Welcome, welcome, welcome. This your boy Chef Curry in the building, man. Half Naked Miami in the house. Um, I wanted to talk about a few things to kind of get my perspective. For those who don't know, I am a former NFL player, Curry Burns. Played for multiple teams. I think maybe six or seven. I don't even remember. But it was a span of 5 years. I didn't play long, but I'm vested. I played long enough to be vested, um, and um, I I'm retired. I don't know if I'm officially retired because I didn't sign any paperwork to retire. But once you're out of the league for a certain amount of time, I think they automatically put you in. I don't even know the first steps of even retiring, but I always tell people I'm retired, so I want to stick with that. But I am a former NFL player. My last team was New Orleans back in 2000. I want to say 2007. Yeah. It's a while. It was a while. So I'm sorry I couldn't even remember that. Golly, that was a while. Just thinking about it makes me feel old. But I only bring this up because there's some things that kind of came to mind. It came to my thought process earlier when I was taking a walk around the neighborhood. I wake up around 5 o'clock, try to walk or try to get up and, stretch and stuff like that. Something that came to mind as I was thinking about my past and thinking about my football career. And as I started this platform, and I also want to give a shout out to all my fans, to all those that are supporting, to all those that are engaging, man, leaving comments and really really wanting to see not only see me win, but also the podcast win as well. I appreciate all your support, man, all your friends, family, everything, man. All my friends, family, I appreciate all y'all, man. It wouldn't be possible without y'all. As we're gaining momentum and gaining ground slowly, you know what I'm saying? I'm not in a rush to get a million views or anything like that, or get a million followers and stuff like that. If it comes, it comes. But I'm just trying to learn and get better at my craft and do something that I like. And I really like this. I love the podcast game. I love the media game, and I love it. I love the fact that a lot more individuals like myself. I mean, they started long time before I did, but a lot more is coming out, and a lot more are being seen. And truth, some of them are just overinflated and opinionated and stuff like that. But there's a lot of good podcasters that actually spit facts, spit truth, and are really trying to engage in some good conversation on how we can best help each other. You know what I mean? So I watch a lot of them. I'll put some of them in the descriptions below, but it's engaging talk, especially when it comes to relationship, women, and some of the hot topics of today that involves men and women coming together, creating a union. And one of the things I was thinking about when it came to my past, when it came to football, um, being a football player, you have to kind of have some level of craziness, especially being at that high level of football, that high impact, high intensity. You have to have some level of insanity. And I only say that, and whether it's good or bad, however you conjure that up, but I only say that because of the thought process that we have to get into and engage into just to compete out there on the field. And I have people come to me asking me, like, why didn't I start a sports podcast? Why don't I, because I know a lot about sports, and that I can always do that. But I really wanted to. I mean, I grew up in a strip club. When I ran away from home at 8 years old, I didn't go into the foster home at 12. So that I had some time period where, like, I had family members that owned strip clubs. I had family members that used to go there a lot, and I found myself living there. You know what I'm saying? I found myself engaging in that activity at a very young age. So you can kind of, and I hope you understand the mindset that I'm trying to get you prepared for, of my mindset. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in that atmosphere, thinking everything, was sweet, easy, you know what I'm saying? Because even though I was growing up in that atmosphere, I still had goals. I still had aspirations to be something bigger because I didn't want to stay in this position. I didn't want to be in a stagnant position where I couldn't better myself in life. So one of the things I did, I worked hard. I worked extremely hard. I went into a foster home. I literally walked into a foster home. It was one of those things. I saw a situation where I thought that could better me individually and also better my family. I took it. It was a big sacrifice. And my time there was nothing short of amazing. You know what I'm saying? Because of the people that were there, my foster brothers, they were there, the community, the family that we built in that environment. Man, I wouldn't change it for the world. We didn't have the best leader in that home, but he did the best that he could. You see what I'm saying? For the knowledge that he had, for the experience that he had and stuff like that. So I don't fault him on anything. In fact, I thank him, you know what I'm saying, for showing me how people can be in their most evilest ways and in their most proudest ways, where they're, always looking to help others and stuff like that. But I've seen some things that just, it will turn people's heads, you know what I'm saying? Like it was some ugly sights in that home, but nothing is ever pretty. It made, how many people was in there? 16. It made all of us better people. But I only bring this story up because of the mindset that we had to be in to even be brought up in that situation, because it was a tough situation. Having that mindset helped me because I was more of a basketball player. So it helped me transition into football and create a some sort of mentality that I needed to have, not just to conquer football, but also conquer life. So I didn't move on to go to college. And I think that experience is when things start to correlate with when it comes to relationships and when it comes to sports, the mindset of sports. And I'm not blaming men or women, you know what I'm saying? Or anybody. It's just when you're playing or when you're engaging in some type of activity and you accruing so many fans, you're engaging with so many people. They're telling you how great you are. They're telling you how amazing you are. They're doing everything that they possibly can to, show you that they support you and stuff like that. It can do something to your mental, you know what I'm saying, at a young age. And it can have you have a false sense of security, a false sense of reality. You can even also have a delusional mindset being a football player. You think that nothing can harm you, nothing can stop you, nothing can control you, nothing can get in your way, because all it takes is one bad situation for your life to be ruined. So therefore, by us having this false sense of reality and being delusional, we tend to put ourselves in situations that we shouldn't even be in. We tend to do that. And me thinking about how I used to be, I was self-centered, selfish. Everything you could, narcissist, everything you can think of. But I didn't know I was all that. Being a football player, I didn't know that I was partaking in this type of atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? And I was engaging other people in my misbehavior because I was under the impression that nothing can go wrong. The moment I was done playing football, I ain't even gonna say retired. I didn't choose to stop playing football. Football kind of just chose for me to stop playing. So the moment that happened, I realized a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? One, I was still under this false sense of, it gives you a Superman complex. You know what I mean? Like you're bulletproof. I was still under that false sense of reality. You know what I mean? So I didn't understand it. Later on, I began to understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to know your enemy, you have to know yourself. You know what I'm saying? In reflection, your biggest enemy is yourself. But in order to know other enemies around you, if you don't know yourself, you'll never see an enemy coming. Because if you know yourself, you know how you treated yourself, you know how you treated others. You know how you engage in activities, you know how you engage with others in certain activities. You know how you put yourself in certain situations that you shouldn't be in, and you know how you put others in certain situations that they shouldn't be in. But yet, if you don't see these things within yourself, it's going to be hard to see it within other people. So one of the things that I had to do, and a lot of things happened for me to change. It wasn't something that I was just like, oh yeah, this is who I am, I need to change. No, nah. It took people coming to me and saying like, and mind you, nobody, then the people that came to me, none of them was close friends. None of them was family. None of them was foster family. Nobody came to me and said, hey, look, you need help. You're engaging in this behavior that is not conducive to your growth. You need help. It took for me to sit back and look at what was going on in my situations and how I was misbehaving in my own life and how I was acting out. And then once those tragedies struck, I settled down. You know what I mean? Like I had to mourn. There's no time frame in mourning. You know what I mean? So within that time frame, I got to know myself extensively, inside and out. I got to know myself completely. I know what I was doing wrong and I know what I was doing right. So what I did, I focused on the things that I was doing right, and I had to repent. I had to go to as many people as I could to apologize for my behavior. Some people still haven't forgiven me. You know what I'm saying? But my role in life for me to move forward is I need to clean myself, clean my mind, clean my attitude, clean my thought process, clean my way of living, clean how I eat. Everything changed once I started doing those things. I started eating better. I started feeling better. I started looking better. I started doing better. This was during a time that I was out of it. But the reflective aspect of it, me looking back and me reflecting on my past and seeing the things that I needed to do to be better and change and grow, had led me to a path that every chance that I get, I'm trying to help somebody. I'm trying to help them grow. I'm trying to help them see their ways, because nobody came to me and said, hey, look, man, you're tripping. And mind you, I understand why. I'm not tripping. I'm not even mad that they never came to me, because I probably would have responded in a way, and it wouldn't have been conducive to my health and growth. I would have responded in a way where it probably would have, whoever comes to me and tell me what's going on, it probably would have turned them off from being my friend or a family member. You know what I mean? So I don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? But I would at least love for somebody to at least try. You know what I mean? Like, just try to say, hey, look, this is going on. And I'm coming to a point now. As we was playing football, we had the Superman complex. We wanted with the strongest beings on earth. Nothing could touch us. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's just how we was thinking. And I'm not just saying it. I'm not saying it. I'm telling you, I felt it. I made so many decisions. Why you think so many football players, and you look at news or you look at media and you like, damn, why did he do this? Why did he do that? Think about it like this. He felt invincible. He felt untouchable. Look at a golf player that ran over the medium and got arrested. Scheffler, whatever his name is. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. But yeah, he has that complex too. He felt invincible. You can't touch me. I'm such and such. And I'm not saying thinking this way is wrong. I'm saying be mindful of thinking this way, that you don't put yourself in harm's way or put others in harm's way. So now it brings me to my point. One of the reasons why I started this podcast, because, I mean, being brought up in the nightlife and always being around it, even as a player and after, being a former owner of a strip club and stuff like that. Like, you see so much and you engage in so much. But a lot of these fantasy girls come from that nightlife. These girls that men want to be with come from that nightlife. So you have girls that are not in that nightlife emulating, imitating, copying girls that are in that nightlife. So therefore, when they imitate, they have to imitate it to the fullest. So if somebody's in a nightlife, when you look at them, your first thought process is that they're 3 or 4. Their behaviors are 3 or 4. That's your thought process. What do you think somebody that's outside looking in trying to imitate is going to imitate? They're going to imitate 3 or 4 behavior. And when I got into this podcast, and as I was thinking more and more and learning more and more from testimonies from a lot of different women, testimonies from couples, men, you start to see the patterns, and the patterns are the same. Women are giving the same excuses. Women are giving, and it's almost like it's like an inexplicable web that's connecting all women. Because no matter what the thought process is, if they make this almost the same mistake, the excuses are always the same, almost the same. You know what I'm saying? Like their thought process is so connected that they sound redundant when you go from woman to woman to woman to woman and try to investigate their thought process and their behavior. And I bring this up because I think women have a superwoman complex that they can't be touched. Nothing can happen to them. And that's the only reason I bring up my situation at first, because I'm not bringing it up. I'm not saying this to bash women. I'm saying this to understand them better. And I'm starting to see the patterns are repetitive. It's the same patterns from when I was dating 304s back in the 2000s. I'm seeing women now, it's 2024, still, and these are different women, but they're still engaging in the same behavior and the same excuses. How? Like, I couldn't believe it. If I dated 100 girls in the 2000s, and then I'm trying to date 100 girls in 2020s, you talking about almost a 10-year gap, maybe almost 20. Bro, they sound the same. They sound the same, man. They get caught the same. And it leads me to the conclusion that there are no older women role models for these women. All these women that are telling other women to ruin their lives, and they're not saying it, oh, hey, go ruin your life. No, they're saying it in such a subtle way. They're saying it in such a subliminal way. Oh, go finesse a man. Oh, take all his money. Oh, think about yourself. Be selfish. How long does that last? I know y'all probably in y'all 20s. I'm in my 40s. And life passes fast. Life goes fast. Just yesterday, I was running through every chick I could in my 20s. That memory's still strong, being a football player. And now being older, like right now I'm looking for quality and not quantity. But women are not acknowledging that they need help. Women are not acknowledging that something's wrong. They're not even acknowledging that they're being poisoned. They can't see somebody poisoning them because they can't even see that they're poisoning themselves. They can't understand it. The moment I became healed and started to understand things, it only happened with me blaming myself first. And then now, when others come around, they can't finesse me like I used to get finessed. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days. Because listen, everybody goes through it. Everybody gets finessed. Everybody gets played. Everybody goes through it. It's how you react after the fact. Once it happens, are you going to go out and try to 100 people? Or are you just going to move on with your life and better yourself and and continue to better other people? You don't have to change who you are. You just have to make it better. Make yourself better. You don't have to engage in acts that you're not comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. But a lot of people are putting themselves in situations because of peer pressure, because of outside influence, because of social media. I love my ladies, man. I love my people. I love all people, man. And that's true. You know what I'm saying? Like until you cross me, I'm going to always show you the utmost respect. Always. But nowadays, man, it's so hard to respect women. It really is. Because I try to have a decent conversation with a woman. I try to say, hey, look, hey, I think these things are triggering for you because I see how you react when I talk about certain things. Is there something that you don't want me to talk about? And these are conversations that I try to have, but none of them will say that something's wrong with them. You say one thing bad, and they start jumping on your neck, and you say, hey, look, I apologize for triggering you. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't triggered. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm perfect. That's the situation we're going through right now. And not all men are holding themselves accountable, but you have a lot of decent men out here that are trying to hold themselves accountable and trying to be better people. You know what I'm saying? But things ain't going to change. Things ain't going to change. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think, and this is just my opinion, things start with women. They start with women. So can you imagine if all women decided to say, nah, I'm not giving you no pussy until you show me you deserve it. Show me that you're capable of being a man that you're supposed to be to carry the family. I'm not giving you nothing. I'm not taking you serious. I'm not doing nothing. If every woman decided to do that, we will have a great world. Men need the box. They need the opposite comfort. They need that opposite stability. They need the opposite sex. We need women. See, right now, men are in control. Men are running. Because, listen, I don't have to get married. I still get, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still get what I want. I don't have to pay for nothing. I don't have to do none of that. Because nobody's holding me to the flame. Nobody's holding me to the fire and saying, yo, because you know when they do it? After the fact. After I bust them cheeks, after everything done happened, now you want to hold yourself accountable. Now you want to put ultimatums against me. Now you want to put memorandums on me, try to tell me, hey, this is the memo. You need to do this, do this, do this, do this. I completely go left. I already hit. Well, that's right. I completely go right. I mean, I already did what I needed to do. Why am I sitting up here engaging in what the hell you talking about? I just move on to the next. Oh, now you want me to take you serious? Now you want me to respect you? Now? After the fact? Why you ain't want me to respect you beforehand? But like before. You know why? Because you wanted the same thing I wanted. Your discipline, like when it comes to men, both parties are not disciplined. But who needs to be disciplined more? That's the question. Do women need to be disciplined more because they have more to lose and more, more to gain from the situation? Or do men need to be disciplined because all they got to do is just nut and go? They hit and go, and you have, whether you get pregnant or you get pregoed or, you know what I'm saying, like whatever happens, you might get some type of, STD, like STI or something, you know what I mean? So he can just bloop and leave and dip. So who has to be more cautious? Who has to be more disciplined with their situation and their body? I think women. I think women have more to lose than men. And I think when women figures that out, I think when women realize that they have more to lose, not gain. Now, like, if you think about the gain, all you're thinking about is gain. If you think about what you can lose if you make the worst decision, if you make a wrong decision, the likely chance of you making bad choices will be minimalized. It will start to shrink as the days get older and older and older. It will start to shrink. Women will start to be more calculated in how they move forward in life. Because they're calculated now, but they're calculated more for monetary gain. When women are calculated for the gain of marriage, they move different. When you calculate it for monetary gain, you move different. You move different. That's just what it is. When you're looking for marriage and you're a woman that's calculated looking for marriage, you move different. And I'm not saying being calculated is a good thing. Sometimes being calculated is a bad thing. Because you're looking for marriage, but yet you only choosing people with money to marry, as opposed to good people that's going to treat you right and be faithful to you and love you. I'm gonna leave it right there. And first thing I want to do, I want to ask you guys to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and leave a comment on what you think. You know what I'm saying? Or what my opinion is. And tell me what you're thinking, man. I love engaging, you know what I'm saying, in conversation with people. So please, let me know what you're thinking. And yeah, let's grow together. And that's my whole goal. For the ladies, man, be mindful, man. Y'all got more to lose. Y'all do. So I'll be having another city talk pretty soon. So just holler at me. You know what I'm saying? Chef Curry in the building. And I am out.
Nasty with it, get up, come and get nasty with it.